Here's the truth, Kosei. I love you.
I've been consuming art in all forms since I had a conscience. I used to sit with my dad and watch shows or listen to music with him for hours. It's my favorite thing to do, whether it's a movie, an album, a video game, or even just a painting to stare at. It's always interesting to see how many ways you can express yourself, or even others, in a simple story. I watched many shows in my time, but one I passed on early in the 8th grade because it was too boring for me was Your Lie in April. I have now, years later, come to learn that that was a mistake, due to the nature of how amazing the show truly is. I will try not to spoil much in this video, but there will be some light spoilers. Essentially, this is a story about a boy in Japan named Kosei. He has an amazing talent on the piano, which he achieved by being taught by his mother from a very, very young age of 3 on. Until when he was very young, his mother passed, causing Kosei to have to live with trauma throughout his life of his mother abusing him, teaching him how to play the piano, and really not having many figures in his life due to his father being gone for many, many months at a time due to work meetings. Kosei then felt as if he couldn't even play the piano anymore, not being able to hear the notes he played or focus on the sheet music. This led to his friends Watari, a soccer-crazed middle school jock, and Tsubaki, Kosei's next-door neighbor who was obsessed with softball ever since they were kids. They all go on to meet the talented violinist Kaori, who has talents similar to Kosei's, but has a crush on Watari, adding later romance aspects and conflicts through the show. To me, there are many beautiful things that shine through in the show. Firstly, for a show made in 2014, the color palettes, the animation, and many other things stick through for how old the show is. It's unlike anything I've seen, and it really feels truly ahead of its time in my opinion. From the changing of the brightness for how the characters are perceived in different characters' eyes, and the scenes at sunset or at night shining in such a unique way for the characters, they just look so nice to look at many different times. And honestly, really even the pastel-like art style that comes in at awkward situations or at like in-between moments, all of it just looks really nice meshed together, and it was a really good way to pursue the story and how it needed to be seen. Secondly, the writing is beautiful and pulls through in so many ways for every character. The way Kosei finds himself in this weird in-between area throughout the whole entire story while interacting with Kaori and his other friends holds such a nice but kind of hurtful tone throughout the show. And the character change through Tsubaki the whole show, changing how she feels about Kosei's actions and the other people around her at the start compared to how she feels about them at the end, and even Watari not being able to fully move on after the events of the story really help everything come full circle. Lastly, the soundtrack is amazing, filled with older classical songs that sounds like it really wouldn't fit much in such a modern form of art, but the way that they mesh it together really feels like it accentuates a lot of the normal scenes and the background and just a lot of the characters in general. Just with the way it elevates them playing instruments to the way it really changes the way the characters interact with each other at certain moments so much. It mixes with more than just a soundtrack, and it feels like it kind of integrates itself into a part of the story rather than just something that's supposed to be heard in the background of the story. In my opinion, Your Lie in April tells an amazing story of this group of kids that are about to go into high school kind of grow up together through these hard times, even with Kosei not being able to find himself due to his mother's mistreatment and kind of his feeling of his father not being present in his life. And, you know, the many things that make him the main character throughout the show really make it so the show progresses at a nice and steady pace and still wrap up in a nice 22 episode digestible piece on his life. And the performances from the voice actors in both sub and dub are stellar. The music is made so well. The animation of him playing the piano and the animation of Kaori playing the violin and just many other areas just make the show really pop out in my brain. And I would say that if you like romance shows, if you like anime, if you like, you know, whatever, I would say that this is almost a must watch because it just shines in so many good ways. And I would say that you have to watch. Obviously, you don't gotta listen to me. That's just my opinion. Anyway, see ya.